Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode 10 of season 3 here at Sunderland. We are in the mix in the playoffs, currently sat third, a point behind second placed Nottingham Forest, so automatic promotion is within reach. However, Leeds are a point behind us with 2 games in hand. Should they win both those games in hand, they'll be 5 points ahead of us. However, part 2, we face Leeds in today's episode, so if we can beat them for the second time this season, then we would stand a much better chance of getting automatic promotion this season and finishing in that second spot. If we lose to Leeds and they win their games in hand, then I'm pretty sure that we won't get automatic promotion and we'll have to do it via the playoffs. But there's still 11 games to go for us, 13 for Leeds. And with playing Leeds before the end of the season, it's a perfect opportunity to hopefully keep things moving in the right direction with regards to that second spot. Stoke have themselves a massive lead at the top of the table of 8 points with 2 games in hand. So I think the title's gone, but to be fair, the way that Stoke have played against me when we played them this season, they are by far the best team in the league and deserve the title. Jack Butland, their winning player of the month for February. So we'll start with this game against Bolton away from home. We'll go from Lancashire in one game, well, I say to Yorkshire, but the Leeds game is at home, you know what I mean? We're playing a Lancashire side, then we'll play a Yorkshire side, and actually we end the episode with another Lancashire side, play a Wigan as well. But hopefully we can get victory in this one against Bolton to keep up our run of form, and then beating Leeds is the most important thing. But it's pointless beating Leeds if we don't pick up the points that we need in the other games as well. So it's basically win as much as possible between now and the end of the season and see what happens. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel too to ensure you don't miss out on the rest of this season. It's going to be a nail biter towards the end, whether we get promotion or not. But for now, let's concentrate on this one. Cross to Oztumer again. Nice ball out wide here. Tarkowski, Sammy Amiobi. I remember him causing me problems last time we played Bolton. Kloski inside to a teammate is Sammy Amiobi again. Good footwork to turn away from the defender. The shot was deflected, to be fair to him, but still wasn't that good, I don't think. Zenulahu. That's going to be a mouthful, mid-commentary. Zenulahu with the corner, but Jamal Lowe brings it down and will work it away. Here's Drew Yearwood. Cross there nicely to Ravel Morrison. We'll go out wide here to the right back to then play Lyndon Gooch at the right moment to hopefully get in behind. Turns inside really nicely. I've got support here. Here's Sean Maguire. Arriving is Drew Yearwood. And Jamal Lowe is looping. It's in. Wasn't the best of connections, but we'll take the 1-0 lead. Jamal Lowe just scooping that with his left foot. I think initially he ran offside there and had to stop and cut back, but that's what opened up the opportunity for the goal. Questions about the keeper's positioning. He's a long way off his line there, and he's in actual fact been almost lobbed. If he was closer to his line, he might have been able to sidestep, sort his feet out quicker and get to that. Not that I'm complaining. 1-0 up. To Drew Yearwood, out to Max Lowe. They've got a Lowe in their starting lineup as well, so 3 Lows in the field of play today. Lovely turn by our Jamal Lowe, and he's got 2 in 5 minutes. That was a great goal. He's at it again, Jamal Lowe. Bolton can't deal with him. Good footwork from Sean Maguire. Lovely spin. Brilliant spin, to be fair, and the finish was superb. His 9th goal of the league season. He's on a hat-trick already. Will he be getting his 10th and the milestone? Forward to Hall. Out to Sammy Amiobi. Quickly to Kloski. Amiobi tackled by Jack Clark. And will come forward on the counter again. Low will turn. Maguire's on. And he's in. Oh my God, Bolton, you are being cut apart here. Sean Maguire is 3 inside 22 minutes. This could be our biggest win of the season. We battered West Brom by 5-0 away from home. And we're already 3-0 up here in the 22nd minute. Oh dear, Bolton. Gooch back there to Ravel. Drew Yearwood. With a gap to Sean Maguire. Jack Clark will look to play Sean Maguire in. Dangerous this. Sean Maguire turning well. Looking to find a teammate. Yearwood for 4. There it is. Probably one of the most simple finishes Drew Yearwood has had in his Sunderland career. He tends to score worldies, but we'll take it. 4-0 on the brink of half-time. Maguire with another assist. Lovely turn. Bolton just would not close him down. They're scared of us, absolutely petrified. And by being so standoffish, we're just tearing them apart. Low. Yearwood to Low. Arriving is Ravel Morrison. He hasn't scored for a while. Was the league's top goal scorer at one point in the season, Ravel Morrison, and he hasn't scored for ages actually. That was headed in if Muscat hadn't taken a touch, although the keeper seems rather confident that his defender was getting there, so he didn't necessarily try his hardest to get across to it. This is a good counter-attack actually from Bolton. Oztumer with a switch, but I think James Justin will win this header. We might as well give it a go. I mean, if we can score 4.5, they can score 4.5, but we might be about to score 5. If that ball hadn't quite been so wayward, it might have been an easier opportunity, but we'll pull this back. Oh, good tackle by Zenalahu. And the corner will come in from Ravel Morrison again. And making a substitution. David Wheater going off. Certainly had a day to forget at centre-back. Sammy Amiobi away. Tamori, I don't fancy him from the edge of the box. Jamal Lowe, maybe, trying to work the space. He's on that. Hat-trick, of course. With his header, please, James. Oh, he's chested it. All right, cheers then.
Next match in the Championship. Martin
and
I do think it's going
good
to be
cross.
tight, this one.
Away by James Justin.
Away by the defender.
Low. Oztumer. Buckley back to Oztumer. Good block by Stephen Corker. Oh, we've given it away though. Good block by Tamori. Ooh, that was nervy for a moment. Corner to come in from Will Buckley. It's been very one-sided, as you might imagine. As you've seen. Okay. I thought the keeper had that. That's over the bar from Brockbank. It's been a very one-sided game, as you've seen, but I don't know, it almost looked as if that was Tamori heading the ball back against his own bar, even though I tried to clear it. Must have been the Bolton man that had the effort on goal. Keeper came to punch. Unless he punched it against someone's head, I've no idea. All happened too quickly. Gooch through to James Justin, pushing forward from right back. I'm going to stand this to the back post where Jamal Lowe can stand it back into the middle, and Maguire will score a 5th. That's a great goal. It's 5. Maguire is now also on a hat-trick. Low over the top looking for Sammy Amiobi. Wins the header against Max Lowe. Has been their main outlet on the right-hand side here in this game, Sammy Amiobi. Almost everything they've done moving forward has gone through him. Unfortunately for them, they just quite simply haven't done enough moving forward. That was a really poor pass from Christian Ratiu there. We've given them possession back, and they've given it back to me, so I'll take that. We'll look to play Nicholson in, who will find Maguire. And he and Lowe are both on a hat-trick. But it might be Lyndon Gooch that scores the 6th. Devastating. Bolton, not a chance here. Every goal has been a really well-worked quality finish. And move to boot. This has been, without shadow of doubt, the best game of the season. However, if we scrape a 1-0 scrappy victory against Leeds United in the next game, that would outdo this as game of the season, or result of the season perhaps. But as out-and-out game of the season, hands down, this has been the one. 6-0, the biggest win that we've gotten so far in the entire save, let alone this season. After 5-0 against West Brom, it's going to be 6-0 against Bolton, unless they score from this corner. I was just holding my breath there in case the ball went in and we didn't get a clean sheet. That comes in and away by Ward. It will be 6-0. It will be the biggest win of the season. Hello, ref. Hello, ref. Thank you. Didn't think it was going to blow that for a moment. That was wonderful. The first half or the first 20 minutes set the tone, and then from there on in, battering. Absolute battering for Bolton. Forest play Stoke. Big game. Forest are playing Stoke now. We play Leeds next. The top 4 are playing each other within a couple of weeks of each other. That's going to be a massive game. It looks like Stoke have drawn. Stoke have drawn against Nottingham Forest. So we are... Oh, and Leeds... Oh no, they still have 2 games in hand. Leeds have drawn, but they still have 2 games in hand. So they still can go 3 points clear of us if they win those games in hand. But we could put ourselves in a position to ensure that they can only draw level with us for those games in hand if we can now beat them in the next game. Time to go up to the Stadium of Light. Time for us to play Leeds. It's 2nd versus 4th coming next. Here to Morrison. Yearwood finds Maguire, who finds Lowe. I'll lift that to get Maguire in again, but he's not quite been able to do it. This is such a big game. Such a big game in the grand scheme of things. And to be fair, if we could, in theory, beat Leeds here, they could then win both their games in hand and come level on points with us. And we could still both end the season a single point behind Nottingham Forest. Because they're still a point ahead of us, having played the same amount of games. So if every team, if we beat Leeds, and then every team in the top 4 win every single game of the remaining few of the season, we still won't get automatic promotion. We're so caught up at the moment with this Leeds United game, but we can't forget that Nottingham Forest are actually still above us. It's such a tight title, well not title because Stoke will run away with it, such a tight automatic promotion fight. Remarkable, one of the tightest we've ever been involved in between 3 very, very good sides. We've beaten Leeds. We've beaten Forest. Forest have beaten us. Stoke have beaten us twice. Everyone's beating everyone else. Other than Stoke, who don't seem to want to lose to anyone. It's such a good, entertaining end to the season. Really pleased that this first season at Championship level has been this entertaining. Hopefully you guys are really enjoying it. I also like the fact that it's the same team that got us promotion from the league below that's challenging for promotion in the next season. We haven't bought anyone this year other than Tomori, and I'm absolutely thrilled that this season has been as good as it has been. The side have continued to grow, and it just proves that if you do put faith in some lower rated players, they can, over the course of time, prove to be worth their weight in gold, which they will be if we get the money for being promoted to the Premier League. Be absolutely huge for our budget next year. The fact that we've been able to carry over about £10 million from this year as well, plus whatever we'll get for finishing wherever we do in the league. In actual fact, someone mentioned in the comments that if we do have to go up via the playoffs, it would actually earn us more money if we do. A penalty given here for a foul on Gooch by Douglas after the shot had gone. That's entirely unfair. He's blocked the shot. Oh no, it was the defender in front of him that blocked the shot. He caught me as the shot was going in. Sean Maguire then to step up. I'm going to go right. Finish. Buried. Keeper just looked at it. 28th minute. Sunderland 1, Leeds 0. That's what we needed. Sure. In there to Bamford. Looking for the man at the back post. Headed up by Lowe. Not quite far away. Phillips could have shot then. Took the opportunity at the second attempt when it settled on the ground. He would have stood a better opportunity or better chance of scoring if he'd have just struck it when there were less defenders around him and the ball was bouncing awkwardly in front of him. If he could have found the connection. Oh, we found the connection with the pass to Jamal Lowe. It's 2. We're in the best form of our entire save right now. As is that man, Jamal Lowe. The 10th goal of his championship career. What a signing. He and Sean Maguire have been 2 of the most influential striker signings I've ever made. Emmanuel Sabi is on that list as well, of course. Kiko Casilla got a hand to it, but couldn't keep it out. A milestone for Jamal. A massive goal for us. 8 goals without reply so far today in just a game and a half. Jack Clark driving forward. Nice little 1-2. Jack against his former team. Might have finished off their promotion hopes. I don't know what's gotten into me today, but whatever has, I want it to stay. Sunderland 3, Leeds 0. The 9th goal of the episode so far. I genuinely don't know what's happening. Oh, dearie me. Jack Clark's one away from a 10-goal milestone as well. It appears Leeds and Bolton don't know what's going on. Fall short to Idaguchi. Out here to Chibiki. Idaguchi again. Bamford's turned well. Patrick Bamford draws the save out of Bettinelli. They're not done and dusted yet, Leeds. And if any one of the 2 is going to have a comeback in one of the 2 games we've played so far, it is going to be Leeds United. Chibiki to Phillips. To Chibiki again. To Bamford, who's turned again. To Forshaw, who slices it wide. If they continue in that vein, that's the last thing he's done on the pitch. Forshaw, he's been substituted off now for Samu Saiz.
he'll score pretty soon.
if they continue in that vein for the rest of this second half,
A reminder for you that
they can get themselves back in this.
EFL
It's
Championship
Luke Ayling from right back pushing forward, looking for Saiz, the substitute. Gotts played in,
Yeah, really
cross
looking
in,
forward.
away by Tamori. Can
We're
Jamal
gonna see
Lowe
some
get
good
to that?
football.
No, Phillips finds Douglas. Gave away the penalty that started the whole ball rolling in that first half. Douglas in there to Bamford, crowded out, and Justin will clear away. Anywhere will do for me in that situation. That was lucky. Oh, but we're giving it straight back to them again. And here come Leeds for the umpteenth time, but we have finally won it back and we'll keep it too.
It's a one-goal game here either way.
Grab a fourth, you never know. Grab a fourth, you never know. Jack Clark for his 10th goal of the season. Oh, offside.
Well, the players can't.
Gooch around the corner there to James Justin. Lift it. It's the only way I could ensure it. Found Jamal Lowe. Oh, I might have run that too far. Kiko Kasir with a save. Baradi will get it away. Just one heavy touch too many. Drew Ewer could get to that and he hasn't. Phillips has intercepted his Idaguchi. Phillips is there again. Forward to Domenechikov. And intercepted by Stephen Colcutt. Oh, given straight back to Coyle. Terrible pass. Gotts is running out of stamina. He's absolutely dead on his feet, but he's turned well and crossed well. Tamori will head away.
Swansea City
Keeps falling back to a Leeds man at the moment, but they haven't scored. And with just 6 minutes to go, they're not going to get themselves level. They might be able to grab one or two. Tabiki, good tip over by Bettinelli. To be fair, goal difference could be important at the end of this season. We've been level with Nottingham Forest a couple of times, and that's been what's kept us above them at that moment in time. So ensuring that we not only get a big turnaround or a big scoreline in this one, to get a big turnaround on Leeds as well, because this effectively counts as a 6-goal turnaround, because our goal difference goes up by 3 and theirs goes down by 3. So this is huge. Oof. And they've had the chances to maybe not get level, but at least narrow the gap and do some damage limitation after a poor first half. The second has been all Leeds. And they could quite easily be back at 3-2 if they'd have taken a couple of chances in this second half. Gotts could maybe set up an opportunity for 3-1, but Corker will head that away and the ref might blow the whistle before another opportunity arrives. They have turned that home. Don't know what the defender was doing on that particular occasion. He threw himself at that aerially and got nowhere near it. Was it Tamori or was it Colcutt? I think it was Stephen Colcutt. Don't know. Unless he was so far away from it, he wouldn't have gotten to it. Yeah, I don't think he would have gotten to it, but still. Strange. If he knows he's not going to get there, why do that mad leap and then make me question his ability? Well tucked home by Domenechikov, but it is still going to be a 4-goal turnaround in goal difference and the 3 points against Leeds. Now they can only draw level on points with us if they win their games in hand, and that goal difference turnaround could ensure that we stay above them if we get that turnaround. Nottingham Forest win again, so we're still a point behind. The fact they've played an extra game, Forest, and we're 2 points behind them now. Hello, hello, hello. We can go above Nottingham Forest on points outright if we continue to win at the rate we are. Right, Swansea up next, and this game even may genuinely put us top of second in the table. Just as I'm about to head into this game against Swansea, you can see the state of the first 11, so I am tempted to play the rotated side. They're all coming along quite well actually, nobody any lower rated than 68, so to be fair, we've a very accomplished squad for the level we're at right now, and our starting 11 could probably survive in the Premier League. Probably. But we're going to play with a rotated 11, and I'm sure we'll be able to get the victory here against Swansea. Yes, before we point it out, I have had a haircut between Games 2 and Game 3. So we're going to dive in, play the last game of the episode, and then simulate the one at the end of the month against Wigan, and hopefully still find ourselves in contention for that second spot. In there to Watson, player who's been growing really well and hasn't really had the opportunity to show me how well he's grown so far. George Harrison has obviously shown us throughout this season how well he's grown and how well he's been playing. Ed Murphy will deliver this corner. It's a good one in actually. Unfortunately we missed the header and Andre Ayew heads it away. Bennett forward there to Bali Mamba. He looks like a child out on the field. He's so small. Oh, it's a poor pass from George Harrison. I tried to play a through ball there and it just quite simply wasn't going to work. I am sorely tempted, if Watson doesn't perform for me between now and January next year that I will sell him and bring in Ben Brereton. But at the time, for the time being, I'm going to let him continue to grow, and hopefully at some point he'll become usable for me. He hasn't played well for me in played games, but when we've simmed with him in the side, he has tended to occasionally pop up with a goal. So he's having an impact of sorts. At least he's not doing absolutely nothing in the squad as my 4th choice striker, but we could potentially be doing better with that 4th choice striker than him next season. It's poor from Nicholson into Selena. Oh, he's getting away from me there. Oh, nicely intercepted by Bennett. He's been very impressive, Liam Bennett. Very, very pleased with the way that he's developed. Jamie Ward too, the centre mid. Both players look like they're going to be able to play a part for us for the remainder of the save, hopefully. Leroy first shot blocked, and unfortunately the man in the middle couldn't react quickly enough to get his overhead kick-off. Win that header, please. I think he did there, Edwards. He's done well, applauding himself. Corner, Selena, short to McKay. Back here to Cooper. Could shoot. Grimes does. It's all not very well cleared away, but thankfully now the ball is out of the danger zone. I'll switch this here out to Turner, who's on the overlap at right back. Oh, I played that towards Ed Murphy. Right, okay. Well, it's an end-to-end opening first 25 minutes or so. Positive enough start to this game for us. Defensively solid and creatively exploring what our options are going forward. Got to be better in your hold-up play than that, though, Mr. Watson. Here's Leroy Fair down the line for Borja Bastone. Jimmy Dunn keeping with him. Jimmy Dunn's an interesting one for the first team at the moment, because he's now grown to 74 rated and is higher rated, at least, than Stephen Corker. But on overall performance, Corker probably offers more to the team. So at present, I think Corker's going to continue in the first team, but it might not be long if Jimmy Dunn continues to grow the way that he has done. But it's not going to be long before Jimmy Dunn is pushing on the door to start alongside Tamori. Corker is our captain as well, of course. We're doing well in this first half, holding onto the ball quite nicely at times and building some nice moves. We haven't yet, though, found the right clear-cut opportunity other than Harrison's effort in the opening stages to get the 1-0 lead here. But I do fancy us to still get a win here. Barley Mumba's done well to step away from everybody there. Now Ed Murphy is left-footed. Try and play that into George Harrison, who will turn. Look for Ed Murphy again, who's going to drill that hard and low, but Nordfeldt makes a good save. I did do a low driven there, but it rose up to about the goalkeeper's waist, frustratingly. If he actually keeps that low, then... Oh, what a terrible pass, Jamie Ward. If he actually keeps that low, then it stands a good chance of going in. Never mind, we're still creating chances, which is positive. Hopefully, we will soon find ourselves in front. And they actually have Stoke next, Swansea, so a real difficult period of fixtures for them. But hopefully, we'll be able to get victory here in the end, and then bounce from the victories earlier on in the episode straight to Wigan and batter them as well. But Ed Murphy, looking to get away now, Ed Murphy. He's got quite high sprint speed. John is with me though. Declan John can't keep up though. Ed Murphy delivers the ball into the middle. Watson's underneath it. Lewis wins the header. And will he keep that in there? McKay, he can't. Opportunity for us still to build from deep in their half. Harrison will just knock this back to Barley Mumba. Who's Ed Murphy? Float it into the middle again. Oh, Watson with a header. Good save by Nordfeldt. And now we're gone. 0-0. Turns well. Oh, pass is poor, but it falls back to him. Barley Mumba, that was good footwork. Jamie Ward bamboozling the defenders. George Harrison over the bar, but it really wasn't far away. Fair. Oh, lovely ball through the gap to Andre Ayew. This could be trouble for us. No, side netting. The keeper's barely been drawn upon in this game so far. Alfie Watson. He's not too many appearances under his belt, but I don't think he's got a clean sheet so far. Not in a played game, certainly. But we might be able to deny them a clean sheet here if George Harrison can get away, which he's done well. We'll square it, and Ed Murphy, oh, does score. Nordfeldt tried his absolute best to get to that and got loads on it, but could only deflect it down into the bottom corner. Harrison just didn't have the space there to get the shot off properly, and oh, he's unlucky. I should have tried to pull it towards the near post anyway and sweep it home. Oh, it's really unlucky for the keeper. He's tried his real best there, but unfortunately for them, we're 1-0 up now. Ed Murphy with a goal in the 70th minute. Pleased for this youth side, or rotated side, which is mainly made of youth players, that they're actually performing here, because last time we used them, they didn't.
To happen soon.
Reed.
Is ticking away
We
here.
refer back to Lewis.
They haven't got too much of
10
it
minutes
left
to go
do
here.
it.
Andre Ayew inside to Selena.
Breaking up the atmosphere.
Down the line
Just
to Lewis.
important now that they
Edwards
don't
with him. It's a decent
launch
delivery.
on
Jimmy
balls
Dunn.
forward.
That's actually very important because the ball was going to
Patience,
evade Turner at the
time,
back post, and Wayne Routledge was waiting, loitering with intent to turn that home.
John. And they've got a man out wide.
Really nicely done by
Good defensive
Jimmy Dunn.
clearance there.
And we were talking about him earlier, and he's
Time nearly
essential for
up
the
here.
first team.
And just throw it forward a
Certainly
bit to their
good
next
enough
game.
as things stand for the level
Well,
we're playing at
Swansea
now.
City
And
goal
Ward could play in Sam Nicholson, who has been a good signing, but not spectacular so far. Oh, it might still drop for Josh Harrison. It hasn't. Harries gets it away from Harrison. Turner back to Ed Murphy. Float that in. Jonathan Watson underneath it, but cleared away by the defender. And that's very,
Back clearance.
very well done by Swansea at their back line. Baker Richardson to Ayew and Lewis. And it's now or never for Swansea. Time is really running out on them now. They've made just the one change with Ratu coming on. Really pleased with this team. The way that they've grown so far is shown by the solidity that we've shown in this game and the attacking intent as well. When we first used this side at the beginning of the season, when they were all 2 or 3 ratings lower, they weren't very good. But that's a deserved win, and I'm really pleased with that. It shows that the squad is developing well, and the young players we've got are really coming on nicely. Didn't dominate possession, but created more chances, get the victory. Stoke beat Birmingham. Middlesbrough lose to Leeds. Interestingly, Leeds get a victory as well, so we are still second. And with a game in hand on Nottingham Forest, and Leeds have dropped points. We are second outright. Leeds can only come up to 68. Automatic promotion. We are looking favourites for it as things stand. Sorry, Northern Ireland and Sweden. Finland. I don't want to manage your sides, unfortunately. Right, Morgan Davies was the last one we trained. Morgan Edwards even. Next is Harrison Green and Harrison himself, George Harrison, up to 75 rated. I might stop training him now, and we'll contemplate starting him more often to try and accelerate his growth that way. Although, how do I drop Lowe or how do I drop Lowe or Sean Maguire? They're both banging the goals in. It's a real tough one at the minute. It's a real tough one for that first team striker role. Bennett is growing really nicely too, as is Morgan Turner, the right back. Still not the fastest. His acceleration is still pretty dead, even though his sprint speed is 81. But hopefully could still be a decent player. Right, Wigan at home with the first team. Maguire's slightly tired after coming back from international duty. But they've won 2 of their last 3, Wigan, against the teams from the Steel City, and then losing to Huddersfield. Let's see what happens in this one. Could do with a win, although De Silva Lopez has scored first for Wigan here. Keeping an eye bottom right as well for Leeds, Nottingham Forest and Stoke results. Stoke have gone 1-0 up against Millwall, so they're going to race away from us at the top of the table yet further if it continues as is. De Silva's got himself sent off, but Wigan do get the 1-0 win. That was unexpected. My full-strength side at home, that's very unexpected. Level on points. Oh, Leeds have drawn again. Leeds have... So initially, looked like Nottingham Forest had bottled it. Then it looked like Leeds were going to take over, and now they look like they've bottled it, and Forest have pulled themselves back up again, and are now level with me in second place. But it's our goal difference that sees us top of the table. We've conceded more than the other 2 around us, but we've scored more as well, and it's our goals scored that is really keeping us above anyone else goal difference-wise. We don't play any of the top 4 now for the remainder of the season. We've played Stoke twice, we've played Forest twice, we've now played Leeds twice. There are 7 games to go in the league season. We've 4 in April and 3 in May. And hopefully they will only be 3 in May because we'll get automatic promotion. Would like to avoid the playoffs if we can. We know, Jimmy Dunn's starting to put questions in my mind. Trying to make moves into the first team or maybe make moves away. George Harrison wants to play as well. Maybe we could play him against Luton. We'll wait and see. We've got Luton, Birmingham, Sheffield United and Reading in the next episode. We'll sim Luton and then play those 3. That, though, will happen tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Do drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss out on any more of this season finale. And I'll see you next time.